Ford and Toyota are getting rid of dealerships. It will not only change the way we all buy cars, it will change the whole global economy in a big way. This is huge news. These companies are going to either make it or break it with this move. And the dealerships, they can lose everything. But don't just take my word for it. Let me explain. What exactly is happening? Ford and Toyota are ditching the middleman and selling cars directly to customers. That's right. No more dealerships. This is a bold move for sure. But what does this mean for you? Well, ever dreamt of ditching the whole dealership drama? If this goes well, you can design your perfect car from the comfort of your couch, picking out all the features that make your heart sing, from a sunroof to heated seats, with just a few clicks on your smartphone or laptop. No more spending weekends at dealerships trying to decipher cryptic car jargon. So is this the end of dealerships as we know them? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. They are not going to give up without a fight. Look, there's more to this switcheroo than meets the eye. And you don't have to go too far to understand what I mean. Let me tell you what happened the last time Toyota did something like this. Back in April 2020, Toyota decided to throw its hat into the digital ring with this new fancy platform called SmartPath. They're promising a totally smooth ride, from clicking Add to Cart to cruising in your new whip. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, that was all it was. A dream. SmartPath is basically Toyota's attempt to blend the best of both worlds, the comfort of online shopping and the thrill of picking out your new ride in person. You can build your dream car, save it for later, and even skip the dealership drama if you're feeling lazy. But while SmartPath is all shiny and new, it's still got some serious baggage. We're talking about the age-old problem of dealer markups. You know, the sneaky price hikes that pop up out of nowhere. Yeah, that was still a thing. It's like Toyota's trying to build a castle on quicksand. So, a lot of people started asking, is Toyota actually trying to change the game? Or are they just playing us for fools? It's hard to say. On one hand, they're giving us some cool digital tools, but on the other hand, they're still stuck in the old ways of doing business. It's like they're 1 foot in the future and 1 foot in the past. So SmartPath didn't exactly win any popularity contests. But turns out, there was more to this story than met the eye. While we were all busy blaming Toyota for messing up, it looks like the dealerships were actually the ones throwing a wrench in the works. You see, those dealerships, they're all about the Benjamins. And let's be honest, who isn't? And although they made money off the price of the car, their real cash cow was all that extra stuff: finance, insurance, warranties, the whole 9 yards. When people started buying cars online, these dealerships were not happy. So instead of playing ball with Toyota and this SmartPath, they kind of just didn't, because their incentives to sell were not met. So although SmartPath is a step in the right direction, it's definitely not the finish line. We need more transparency, more fair pricing, and less hustle. But what about the new model? First off, they're ditching those crazy, unpredictable car prices. Say goodbye to haggling and hello to fixed pricing. It's like shopping at a regular store, but way cooler because you're getting a car, not socks. And guess what? Those dealerships are getting a makeover too. Forget stuffy showrooms and pushy salespeople. They are turning them into chill hangout spots where you can grab a coffee and check out the latest rides without feeling pressured. But that's just the start. Ford's CEO Jim Farley is on a mission to make car buying as easy as ordering pizza. We're talking about online shopping, home delivery, and the whole shebang. It's like they're taking a page out of Tesla's playbook and adding their own Ford flavor. So not only is Ford making things easier for us, but they're also shaking up the whole dealership scene. It's like watching a slow-motion car crash, but in a good way. Dealerships are going to have to step up their game or get left in the dust. So what can they do? Well, let me introduce you to the agency model. Basically, instead of dealerships calling all the shots on pricing and stocking up on cars like crazy, the car companies take the wheel. They set the prices, manage the inventory, and literally run the show. Dealerships, on the other hand, get to focus on what they're actually good at: making customers happy. Think of it as trading in the stress of haggling for the satisfaction of building relationships. It's like handing over the keys to the car kingdom to the car makers themselves, while dealerships become the friendly neighborhood helpers. Not on your watch. Franchise laws typically say manufacturers need a good cause to terminate your agreement. This means you can operate with some peace of mind, knowing they can't just ditch you on a whim to try some fancy DTC scheme. They can't just use, "we have new technology" as a just cause. And as tech keeps evolving and cars get all space age with self-driving features and software updates, franchise laws are starting to adapt too. In states like West Virginia and Virginia, new laws require manufacturers to compensate dealerships for helping customers with these newfangled gadgets. That way, dealerships stay relevant and keep their pockets lined even as the car world changes fast. But as a dealership owner, that is not all the power you have. Imagine your dealership's territory as your own personal racetrack. Franchise laws often give dealerships exclusive territories, which basically means manufacturers can't open up shop right next door and steal your customers. This keeps your business healthy and fosters loyalty among your customer base. By emphasizing these territorial protections, you can argue against the expansion of DTC sales that could disrupt your local market and throw a wrench in your business. So when these big dealerships buy small ones, they are expanding their territory. But franchise laws are just one tool in the toolbox. We're talking about lobbying like a boss. They can team up with other dealerships and industry associations to push for even stronger franchise laws. Imagine legislation that puts the brakes on DTC sales entirely, or makes it super tough for manufacturers to bypass dealerships. But that is not all. This whole shift comes with a big maze Ford and Toyota need to navigate. Sure, dealerships will be the ones that are directly affected, but that is just the tip of the iceberg. A lot of small towns across America have their economies humming along thanks to good old car dealerships. Now, imagine those same towns facing a future where their biggest employer might vanish fast. These car companies need to tread lightly. They are betting big on a direct-to-consumer model, and let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. You might be thinking, wow, this sounds like a massive headache. And you're not wrong. But every bump in the road, every obstacle they overcome, is going to be a valuable lesson for the entire industry. It's like they're writing the playbook for the future of car sales, and we've got front row seats to watch it unfold. So what's the bottom line? Ford and Toyota are taking a leap of faith that could revolutionize how we buy cars. It's a high-stakes game with the potential for massive rewards. Will they pull it off and leave their competitors in the dust? Or will they hit a speed bump that sends them back to the drawing board? But after all of this, you might be asking yourself, why are they doing this if it means all this trouble? Well, let's dissect it. Sure, this will make things easy for us, the buyers, but it is also about control. These auto giants have been itching to break free from the traditional dealership model for ages. Why? Because let's face it, when you've got a middleman, things can get messy. One dealership might be treating customers like royalty, while another's got them running for the hills. Talk about a brand identity crisis. By cutting out the middlemen, these companies are aiming to create a consistent, knock-your-socks-off experience from start to finish. This isn't just about selling you a car. It's about creating a lifelong relationship. From the moment you first lay eyes on that sleek new model to the day you trade it in for an even cooler one, these companies want to be right there with you every step of the way.